All right, here we go. Hey, everybody. Drew Murphy here, Level Up Coaching and Consulting. Sorry that I was late. I've had some serious technical difficulties that I've been working on way before we even got to the live situation. So I don't know. Facebook did me a little crazy. But here we are. I don't know exactly what happened. Let's see if I can invite some people. Let's see if I can bring some of you guys in on a regular live, share broadcasts. Let's see, C-A-R. Okay, there we go. You got that one. And let's see, that one. And then we do like this. 1, 2, 3. I have to do it manually here, so just bear with me. Technology, you never know when it's going to work or when it's not going to work. And I've been at this for half an hour trying to get ready to make sure that I'm ready. Okay, here we go. Okay, David, how you doing? Karina, how you doing? Let me go ahead and just get started. First of all, I want to apologize, everybody. I don't know what happened. I started this at 6, I said to my wife 25, but actually it was 6:35. So I've been at this for almost a half an hour trying to set it up and get going because I know how the internet works. I know how, these apps, Facebook and everything else work. Sometimes you just click go live and it goes on and there's no problem. And then other times you have it like it is right now. I don't know what happened, but who cares? I'm here. Welcome to Level Up Coaching and Consulting. And I also want to welcome everybody to another Thursday Mindset webinar. Okay? Every Thursday, those of you that follow me know, every Thursday, I do a mindset webinar based on, hey, Anna, how you doing? Let's see. Hey, David, and hey, Karina, my wife. So, for some reason, like I said, I had some difficulties, but every single Thursday, I go live on Facebook at Level Up Coaching and Consulting. And I put the link up on the Level Up group, and I also put the link up on my private Facebook page as well as Instagram. So we had some issues, but the issues are solved, and here we are. I just want to tell you guys how excited I am about sharing this webinar. So every week I do a webinar based on mindset, and usually what I try to do, because I'm a mindset self-worth coach. So I work on your mindset based on how you feel about yourself. Not just your mindset in general, right? On how you feel about yourself. Because the thing is, it doesn't matter, if you want, let's say you have a goal that you want to work abroad. Let's say you live in Washington, D.C. in the United States of America, but you're like, you know what? I want to move to London, England, and work as a freelance photographer. Let's just say it's a great idea. That's a great goal. And let's say that's a C goal, something that is so high, you don't know how you're going to get there. You don't know how you're going to finance it. You don't know how you're going to start. It's super scary. It's outside of your comfort zone, right? But that's what you want to do. What I do as a coach is help you with your self-worth. Because guess what? Let's say that you do everything you need to do and you are actually able to go to London and start your freelance photography business or whatever. If you haven't worked on yourself, if you haven't worked on how you feel about you and the picture that you see when you think about yourself, right? Then yeah, you can get the goal. You can get the money and the cars and the women and the men and the fame and the whatever else. But there's going to be a piece of you that's missing because you're not going to feel whole within yourself. And a lot of people think that, oh, well, if I get there, then I'll start doing, but that's not how it works. You have to start becoming the person that you want to be, this guy or girl who's, this is the C goal. You have to start becoming that person here before you get there, right? So that's my job as a personal coach, helping you, helping you get there. Hey, Jasmine. So I love doing these webinars. I get super excited. My wife laughs at me. She's like, you're like a little kid. And I am. I'm like a little kid in the candy store on Christmas Day when it's time for me to do these webinars. I love coaching. I love helping people. I love sharing the tools that I actually have, that I use, not just in my coaching, but in my own personal life, because they work, right? They work, and I know that they work because I've seen the results of who I am as a person, the way I've changed, the way I see things, the way I, approach, life in general. These tools have helped me. So I want to share them with you. So that's why we're here on Thursday's webinar. So now that we got that all out the way, again, I want to apologize because I don't know what happened. But today is stop allowing your limiting beliefs to control you. Okay? So what we're going to talk about today is how to overcome those limiting beliefs. This is something that I know is very important and very relevant in today's society because of social media, because of society, because of, the internet and how people think about you. Everybody's worried about what other people think about them. Everybody's worried about how do I look? What's going to happen if I fail? What are people going to say? What are people going to think? And they start limiting themselves. And they don't really understand that most of those limitations, all of those limitations are in here. There are external limitations, if you want to call them that. Oh, what are people going to think? Who cares what they think? What are people going to think? That's, even if you think that's an outside limitation, you're worried about what people are going to think inside of you. They're not even thinking about you. They're doing their thing, living their life, whatever. So what I want to do is let me adjust my camera real quick. Pull back a little bit. Yeah, there we go. So what I want to do is give you some tools, some strategies, some of the things, like I said, I use in my coaching to help you overcome those limiting beliefs. Those of you that are new, do me a favor. Grab a pen and a pad. Write it down. Write this down. Do like my wife and write everything down. She's really big on writing it down, and the reason I say write it down is because we'll go over it and you'll be able to review it again on YouTube once I put the link up. But if you write it down, you can review what you wrote down. And these are tools that can help you, throughout your life. All right. So I'm going to go how I coach and how I do my webinars. I'm going to go through the bullet points and then we're going to get started. Okay. So here we go. Number one, as far as dealing with your limiting beliefs, we're going to talk about identify. Okay. Number two, challenge. Number three, reframe. Number four, take small steps. Number five, surround yourself. Number six, practice. Number seven, visualize. And then if we have time, we'll go into number 8, which is seek. All right. So number one, identify. So whatever problem you have in your life, if you have a relationship, I'm married, been married, been with the same woman 4 years. We have a great relationship. We, talk about everything. We have fun, and we also have, challenges. And I mean, it's a relationship, right? So let's say that, I'll use myself as an example. So let's say that my wife and I, something's going on, good or bad. It doesn't matter, good or bad. There's a situation, there's an issue, that we need to plan. In order for us to actually come to the, solution or the conclusion of that situation, whether it's good or bad, we first have to identify. Right? So identify your limiting beliefs. You got to be specific with, and I'm telling you, listen, you got to be specific with this one. The universe does not work in vague. I'm going to keep saying that. You guys are going to hear me saying that throughout this webinar and every webinar that I do. The universe does not work in vague. You have to be specific. Okay. So I have limiting beliefs about myself. I want to do this, but what am I? Identify what are those beliefs, okay? Ask yourself, what stories do you tell yourself that hold you back? I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. No one's going to believe me. No one's going to see me. No one's going to come watch my this. I don't deserve it. And all of that. Now, where does that all come from? We'll get to that. But first of all, you have to identify the belief. What is the belief? Well, I don't believe that I can do it because I don't deserve it. Whatever. Identify it. That is the first and that's the first step, the important step. Now, when we go to number 2, now you've identified the belief, okay? You know what it is. You realize that that's what it is that's stopping you from going towards your goal or going towards, whatever it is you're trying to do. Let's challenge, right? Let's challenge that belief. Now, the way I coach, I don't just give you the 8, 9, 10, 12, whatever tools. I show you examples of how to use those tools so that you can actually understand in a very comprehensive way how to do it and how to move forward and how to get those results that you're after. You have a lot of coaches that'll give you these tools, but they won't really show you how to use it, right? I want to make sure you win. I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for fame. I'm not doing this for clout. I'm doing this because I love helping people. I love working with people and seeing that light, the light bulb that goes off over their head, and they go, oh, damn, that works. I tried this and it worked. That's what I like, right? So that's why I will give you the tools and also show you how to use them. So why do you believe, let's say, this thing? Where does it come from? Is it rooted in experiences? Is it rooted in social, expectations? Is it rooted in someone else's opinion? Is it rooted in, let's say how you grew up or what you were taught or what you were told as a child? Whatever it is very important that you identify where this comes from. And then it's also important that you challenge that belief. Where does it come from? Okay. And why? Is it real? Or is it something I made up in my mind over the course of time because of my old paradigm that has actually governed and made me, live this life to where I believe that this is just the way it is? If you want change, you got to identify and you got to challenge. Okay. I'll say seek evidence. Now, when I say seek evidence, is there any validity to this thought? Like I said, I'm not good enough. Okay, where did that come from? Why do you have it? 9 out of 10 of the times when you have these limiting beliefs, some people use them as crutches and whatever else, but 9 out of 10, it comes from a very unreal place. It is not solid proof. It is not something that has any really validity. It's not valid. It doesn't have any strength. It's just an ideology, an ideal, a thought that you think in your mind, and that's what stops you, right? So is there any proof of the belief? Is it true? A lot of these beliefs are based on falsehood, based on fiction, assumption, based on what someone said about you, which is totally untrue. You know what I mean? So you got to challenge it. And this is something that's important because this is going to make you kind of get out of your comfort zone. When you want to make a change in your life, a major change in your life, you want to be the better person, the better version of yourself. You want to really work on your personal development, and you really want to, be this individual that has this goal. You want to be that guy or that girl that has achieved that goal. A lot of times you get stuck because you just assume based on what somebody says. And a lot of that stuff is, for lack of a better word, bullshit. It's just not true. And we allow ourselves to believe in it because if we say, okay, that's not true, that's BS, that's just an assumption or something that comes from my childhood or something that comes from a relationship or media, whatever, now I know it's not true. Now the other challenge is I have to step out of my comfort zone in order for me to actually make that happen. And a lot of people are afraid of their comfort zone. So that's why they don't challenge the beliefs. It's funny because I can say myself, listen, let me say this. Nothing progressive, nothing that will lead you forward, nothing that will elevate you, nothing that will ever get you close to your goal is rooted in your comfort zone. Nothing. The comfort zone is not the place of growth. It's comfortable. You're sitting wherever you are, and you're comfortable there. It can be scary to step outside your zone. I understand that. But if you really want to build, if you really want to challenge, if you really want to identify, you got to step out of your comfort zone. We'll get a little bit more into that. But so you ask yourself why, you look for the evidence, and we'll go to reframe, where it says, what I say, flip the script. Consider the opposite. What if the belief is not true? What would your life look like if that wasn't true? Well, I really want to be I work as a school teacher, but I really want to be a writer. Okay, what's stopping you? Why is it stopping you? How would your life look if you didn't use that limiting, or if you didn't build into that limiting belief or believe into that limiting belief? How would your life look, right? So that leads me to my third, reframe. So flip the script, like I just said. Change it, turn it on its head, as I like to say. Reframe with empowering beliefs. So replace limiting beliefs with affirming statements. So I'm not good at this. No, I am good at this. I don't know how to do that. Like I said, I am a school teacher, but I want to be a writer. But I don't know how to do it. Instead of saying, I don't know how to do it, say, I'm learning every day how to do it. Where this is my goal. Where can I go? How close can I get? Or what steps can I take today to help me get closer to my goal? Okay? You got to reframe it. And that takes getting out of your comfort zone. Because no progress happens with comfort, right? So reframe it. And then when you reframe things, when you change the way you say things, and I know this from personal experience, instead of saying I can't, say I'm not able to do that right now, but I'm on my way to do it. That builds motivation, encouragement, inspiration. That gives you that resilience to keep going. Use what I like to say is positive talk or positive self-talk. Consciously and consistently reinforce the new belief. I can be a writer. I just don't know where to start right now. I don't know the how. I don't have the resources. You don't have the resources. Yeah, you don't know how. And you don't have to worry about the how. As long as you've made the decision and you said, okay, this is where I want to go, and you are steadfast on that, and you reframe instead of letting those negative thoughts come in that actually come from fear. Fear of success, fear of failure, fear of not being able to handle whatever it is you got, fear of the work necessary, which is very important to do that. I know a lot of clients that want, personal development. They want to be better. They want to get to this area, whatever, but they're afraid of the work that they need to do because they understand that work is what I call DIW, deep inner work. It takes time. They're worried that it's going to take too long. Let's say it takes 2 years. Let's say it takes 5 years. 5 years is going to go by anyway. And where would you be 5 years from now if you haven't taken that step right now? If you haven't reinforced that new belief in yourself right now? If you haven't reframed or identified or challenged that negative thought, you'll still be in the same situation, if not worse. All right. So I really encourage you to, step out of your comfort zone, because nothing good is going to come out of it. And fear is just something that holds you back. It stands in front of you. Did a video last week about fear. You can go on YouTube and check it out. I'll put all the information at the bottom here. But instead of it being fear that stands in front of you and scares you and points its finger at you and says, you can't do that. You're not good enough. You're not capable. It's not meant for you. Look at everybody around you in your community, in your neighborhood, in your area. No one else has done that. Who do you think you are to be able to do that, right? Those are the fears and the challenges that we face every day. All of us. All of us. Instead of having that fear in front of you, stopping you, blocking you, put it behind you and use it as a strong wind to motivate and push you forward. Okay? Then it becomes inspiration. It's not fear. It's inspiration. It's motivation. It's drive. It's, okay, I don't know how to do this, but damn it, I'm going to figure it out. That's how you put it behind you instead of stopping you. All right? So now we've reframed our, limiting beliefs with more positive and empowering beliefs. What do we need to do next? What do we need to do next? Well, let's take small, aligned actions. Like I said earlier, what things can I do today to get me closer to my goal? I always use this analogy. My wife is probably like, oh, you probably should come up with another analogy because this one is old. But I like using it anyway. So, and I'll come up with another analogy, I promise. But let's use this one for now. So, you have a goal right here. This is where you are. This is where you started. So, the idea is, I'm a pasta guy. I love pasta. My wife and I, we go out to eat, on occasion. We go to different restaurants, whatever. And, she likes salmon, or in Swedish they call it LUC&C. I love pasta, right? So we go to one of our favorite restaurants. We sit down. We order a glass of wine or cava or whatever. We get the appetizer, and then we get the actual meal, right? We're at a restaurant. It's really nice. We get the meal. Guess what? As much as I love pasta carbonara, for those of you that don't know, that's pasta with bacon sauce, minus the raw egg on top. Yeah. I cannot put that whole plate of pasta in my mouth at one time. It's delicious, and I am going to enjoy eating it, but I can't put it all in my mouth at one time, right? I have to take one fork and spoonful at a time, right? So I eat some pasta, she eats her lox, we have a sip of wine, we laugh, we giggle, we kiss each other on the hand, we look at the people, the ambiance, the lighting, the warmth. It's an experience being at a great restaurant. It is an experience, right? It's the same thing with your goal minus the limiting beliefs. Take aligned actions. Now, when I say take small aligned actions, take your time. One forkful at a time. You got to step out your comfort zone in order for this to happen, because it's not going to happen in your comfort zone, right? Push against the boundaries or the beliefs that challenges you, right, from actually moving forward. Push back. Eat my pasta slowly but surely. I'm enjoying the process. That's the point I'm trying to make. This is my goal. It shouldn't be a trudge or oh, it's such a pain. Oh, it's such work. Oh, I don't know. No, it should be enjoyable. This is my goal. This is the trajectory that I'm on. And that trajectory should be enjoyable. It should be pleasant, right? You're going to come against obstacles and fallbacks and failures and whatever, but It is a pleasant thing to go towards my goal. You look forward to it. You take your time, just like going out to eat with the wife or my wife. I enjoy it. I take my time. I enjoy the pasta. I enjoy the wine. I enjoy the bread and the salad. I'm not so much for salad, but I enjoy the ambiance and the people. Enjoy it, but take small aligned steps. When I say aligned, I mean, what are your values? What are your core values? Who are you here in your core, right? Does this goal, does this, idea of what it is you want to do, does it align with your goal? Is it on the same page as who you are and what you're about? And if that's the case, then all you have to do is take small, actionable steps. You don't have to bite it all off at one point, because what happens when you do that, oh, I got a goal, I want to do this. Okay, so I have a goal with my business, my company. I want it to be here. Okay, I'm here. I started here, right? So I come a long way. Now, in order for me to get here, if I try to do everything at once, I'm going to get overwhelmed, right? I do multitask, and I have a few things that I have more than one thing I can do a day to get me closer to my goal, of course. But if I take on too much, I'm going to get overwhelmed. It's not going to make sense. It's going to get frightening. It's going to get scary. Then I'm going to fail because I'm going to not be thinking clearly. And guess what happens? You fall off. Now you got frustration. You're mad at yourself. You're beating yourself up because you failed. In comes anxiety. In comes fear. In comes depression. In comes the thoughts of wanting to give up, and so on and so on and so on. And that's the downward spiral, right, that we want to avoid. So what they say, don't bite off more than you can chew. It's just that simple. Take small steps, make sure they're actionable steps that actually lead and get you towards your goal, and make sure they are aligned with who you are and, what it is you want to do and where it is you want to go. So let's talk about we're on number 5. This is a very important one to me as well. I can't stress this enough, especially in today's society, in the world we live in. I'm not going to go on no soapbox tangent about the world we live in and things that are happening around the world. But what I will say is surround yourself with support. Now, when I say that, surround yourself with people that are like-minded, people that are interested in moving forward, people that are also go along the lines of personal development and really want to be better versions of themselves. If you're trying to be the better version of yourself, you can't hang out with brotherhood over here who's happy being wherever he is and he's not moving forward. Because he's going to drag you down. He's going to sap your energy. He's going to say, why are you trying to go up here? We're good here, right? Surround yourself with like-minded people that want to move forward, that want to grow, that want to build. Now, this is for a lot of reasons, but I'll give you 2 good reasons why. Number 1, it's inspiring when you working and you hanging out with people that are trying to grow, people that are trying to do better, people that are like, hey, my goal is to whatever. And you see their thought process, you see their mindset, right? You see how they think about themselves, about their goal, about, whatever it is they have to do to get there, even the challenges. You see that, and that's motivation. That's inspiration. You're surrounding yourself with those people. That's number 1. Number 2, it holds you accountable. Because if you have good people around you that really care about you, that really want to see, you move forward and see you win. I got people around me that really want to see me win. Not just my wife, but I got a buddy of mine named Paul. He's from Manchester, England, and shout out to Paul. He lives up north in the northern part of Sweden in a place called Piteå, which is where I lived before, and that's where we met. We've been friends, going on 15 years, right? Good friend, a very good man, a very good person, a very good spirit. He is on that I'm trying to get better as a person vibe. He is a friend of mine, so because he wants to move up and we're friends and he wants to keep me as his friend, he's going to hold me accountable when I start slipping. It's the same thing with me. I will hold him accountable when he starts slipping. So you want to surround yourself with support and good people because they will hold you accountable, but not in a judgmental way. Be very careful of that. There's a lot of people out here that just want to judge and they want to look at your life and see where it is you're trying to go and why you're trying to go there. And they may talk about you behind your back, or they may say this and say that. Those are not the people you want to be around. Understand something. I understand. I'm not naive. I'm not dumb, right? I didn't fall off the truck yesterday. All right. What they say? I was born at night, but not last night. I understand that this is easier said than done. I understand that there are a lot of people in your life that you can't just cut off and start hanging with these people. I understand that. You have family members, you have, deeply rooted and connected relationships, whatever it is. I understand that. But if you start surrounding, I promise you this. You think I'm crazy, but I promise you this. If you start surrounding yourself with the same type of people that are moving forward and wanting to go forward like you, those people that are not so much in that zone will start to fall off. They will start to not really associate with you as often, right? It's just a natural thing with the universe, right? When you have two magnets, right, you can't put them together if they're opposites, right? So the thing I'm trying to say is this. If you have those people that are in your life that you can't just cut off, old man told me, and I think it was Bob Proctor, actually, a personal development guru, if you will. I think it was him. He said, don't go as often and don't stay as long. So you may not be able to cut your mother off like completely, or if it's a relationship, a boyfriend or whatever, then girlfriend, whatever, maybe you need to end that relationship, but that's up to you. You got to figure that out for yourself. But you may not be able to say, oh, I can't just cut off my brother. But what you can do is you don't have to go see your brother every day. And when you do go see your brother, instead of staying for 3 hours, stay for 1. This is a gradual process, people. Please understand that what I'm telling you this, and I'm not saying it like, oh, it's so easy. It's a sprint. You can do it tomorrow. No, this is a marathon, and it's going to take time in order for you to put yourself in that mental mind frame to be able to execute these tools so that they actually bring you the results that you're looking for. Okay? So it's very important to understand that, right? But I can't stress it enough. I can't stress it enough. Surround yourself with positive people. You got to do that, because otherwise they're going to knock you off your game. Otherwise they're going to distract you. Otherwise they're going to cause you to have doubt and fear and everything else like that. So that's number 6. Number 7, or number 5, sorry. Number 6. Number 6 is something that I personally have struggled with a great deal in my life. Okay, so once I was able to understand and put this concept into practice, it changed my life. It changed how I felt about myself. It changed how I felt about the people around me. It has changed how I am as a husband, how I treat my wife, how I treat my friends. And this is practice self-compassion. Now, you got to learn how to forgive yourself. I'm not going to go into a deep, tangent and go, I'm not going to go too far into it. But where I come from, where I was born and raised, the environment that I grew up in was, let's just say, a lot different, a lot different than today. And I come from a place where it was really hard, not just to make it and everything else like that, but it was really hard. The people around me and us, we were very hard on each other. We didn't really, there was no compassion. There was no, it was just, you got to be tough. And I'm a man, so you got to be tough. and that's it, right? Whatever I did, I've done a lot of things. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. Okay, I was born in LA, moved to DC at a young age, and grew up in Brooklyn, New York. And I grew up in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, New York. Those of you that know, you know. This is before Bed-Stuy was, Birkenstocks and Starbucks coffee. It's a whole nother, it's different now. But growing up in that rough environment, I had to adapt. I had to, what we used to say, either get down or lay down, which means you either adapt or die. You either, become part of what it is, or you get eaten up, right? So because as a result of that, there's a lot of things that I was involved in that wasn't cool, that wasn't good, that wasn't groovy, whatever, right? As I've gotten older, as I've gotten more towards into the personal development thing and becoming a better person, changed my environment, the life that I live now, today, I was forced to confront the old Andrew, or the old Drew, as all my friends call me. And that was hurtful. And the things I did, even in relationships, I'm not a perfect human being, and I've made a lot of mistakes. You got to own your mistakes. Now, when I say self-compassion, I'm not saying forgive yourself without doing the work to fix it. Because if you fuck up, and you got to fix that, right? But once you made a mistake towards someone or did something horrible or whatever it is, you have to come to terms with that, and you got to say, okay, I did that. It was horrible. Or not even that, in personal development. I was this type of person that had this type of belief about myself, and I really didn't think I could make it, and whatever, right? Understand that it's okay to say, hey, I felt this way about myself, but now I don't. Give yourself compassion. You have to learn to forgive yourself, because when you forgive yourself, you start letting go of a whole lot of stuff that is so, I could preach on this 100 hours, so unnecessary. It's holding you, let it go. It's holding you back. Give yourself compassion. Understand that you are a human being and you're not perfect and you're going to make mistakes, but you have to say, okay, I admit the mistake. I know that I did wrong towards myself or towards someone else or whatever, and I do everything I can to rectify and fix that situation, and then I move on. I forgive myself, because that is going to empty your backpack, right? And make it easier for you to continue on that stride of becoming, excellent, or a better person, a better version of yourself. You got to give yourself self-compassion. It's okay. All right. Now, number 7, and this is something I always tell my clients, use visualization and affirmations. A lot of people will say, oh, that's corny, that's bullshit. You can't just say, I am rich, and then you're rich, or I am successful, or my business is here and it happens. No, obviously not. But you have to visualize and you have to affirm. You have to say to yourself, let me see, I don't have it with me, but I have these cards. My wife and I, we wrote these cards down on a piece of paper, and then we laminated them in plastic. And I pull them out and I read them to myself every day. I try to do it 3 times a day. Sometimes it goes, 3, 4, 5 hours in between, but I try to read them every day. And these are affirmations. These are things like, I am, happy. I am so happy that my business is blah, blah, blah. I am so happy that I lost the weight, if that's what you're trying to do. I am so happy that I've got these type of friends, whatever it is. Okay. Those are your affirmations. Write them down. Ask my wife and she'll tell you. She is so big on writing it down. Now, I use my phone, I use my computer, I do videos, whatever works. But those affirmations, repeat them over and 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 over again, because it will change what happened. And if you do it in the right way, if you do it in the right spirit, if you do it with the right energy, it changes your subconscious, right? Your subconscious can only accept what you give it. It can't make its own decisions and choices, right? It only accepts what you give it. So if you keep giving it that positive affirmation, right, it'll start to change the way you feel, the way you think about yourself. And now we're starting to bloom like a flower. Next thing you know, you're off to the races, getting towards that goal. Now, visualization is not. This is a big thing. I really want to say this. So, when I say visualize, who is that guy? Who is that girl? Who is that human being that this is where you want to be, right? This is your goal. I want to be whatever. This is where I'm at, right? Who is that person? What does he or she talk about? Who does he or she associate themselves with? What do they eat? What type of books do they read? Where do they live? What are their interests? What are the things, most importantly, that they are very adamant about avoiding, right? Who is that person? Once you realize, because you can realize this is my goal, I want $10 million. Okay, well, who is the $10 million? Who is the $10 million Jennifer? I'm not saying fake it till you make it. I'm saying become that person. Start to act and walk and talk and be that individual already, right? The universe is not going to be like, okay, like a lot of people say, well, when I get here, then I'm going to start doing. No, that's not how it works. You have to already start right now doing the work in order for you to create that energy necessary for you to get to where it is you have to be. I'm telling you this because I've struggled with it myself. So I know what I'm talking about. You have to be that person. Now, when I say that, I'm not saying fake it till you make it, because that's bullshit. Fake it till you make it means pretending to be something that you're not. That's not what I'm talking about. You're not faking it till you make it. What I'm talking about is, this is the person I want to be. I need to adapt those traits, those qualities, those virtues, those values, right? Those ideologies, okay, in order for me to get there, right? Now, this again, it takes time. Stop being in a hurry. This is a marathon, people. This is a marathon. This is not a sprint. It is a marathon. Don't be in a rush. Don't stress. Take your time. A year is going to go by anyway, and you'll still be alive. So take that year or 5 years or 3 years or whatever and use it to your advantage to get closer to where you want to be. Visualize. See yourself with it. Like my wife was telling me when I first started my business, she's like, well, do you see yourself as that person? Do you see yourself successful? Do you see yourself on that pedestal? Do you see yourself, and she would say it to me all the time. And she still says it to me all the time. Do you see yourself be that? And it would be like, oh my God. Oh, but that's important. Constantly reinforcing me, asking me, do you see yourself? Can you feel it down here? Not just think it in here, but feel it in here. Can you feel it? You have to be able to feel and visualize where it is you want to be and visualize it as if you are already there. So, these cards that I talked about earlier, I write them down in the present tense. This is what I'm going to tell my clients, and I'll tell you. So you have a goal. Write down 3 things that are connected to your goal, connected to you being this person. But when you write them down in present tense. Instead of saying, let's see here. I wish, I hope, I want, I really need to be. It would be nice if I had $10 million. No, that's not what I'm talking about. That's a wish, a want, a hope. Forget about that. There's no such thing as hope. I am so grateful that I am in the financial situation that I've always dreamed of. I am so grateful that my business or that my relationship or this move that I decided to make years ago has turned out to be the things better than anything I could have dreamed of, right? I am so grateful now that I am living the life of my dreams. Write it down in positive present tense. And then review that, refresh it in your brain every day. Like I said, this helps you with your self-conscious. You don't have to, you can't write I wish, because then you're stopping yourself. You're limiting yourself. That's a limiting belief. I wish I could. You're limiting yourself. No, I am. I am so happy that I am. And I'm not saying it like, again, I'm not trying to be fake. Don't be fake about it, but say it in present tense as if it has already happened, and review that to yourself all the time. You will see, you'll see the change. You'll see the change. Again, not fake it till you make it, but visualize it. Now, let's see how far we've gone here. Oh, we're doing pretty good. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and round this up. Number 8 is seek professional help if needed. Now, I am a personal development coach. I am a mindset and self-worth coach. I work with people's mindset as it pertains to how they feel and see and view themselves. I help them build up their self-worth so that they can go out there with the confidence that they need to conquer and achieve the goals that they're trying to get to. That's what I do. I am a professional. I am certified. I have the experience. I have the know-how. And I have, my own personal life experiences that help me show you that I am what I am. I am the real deal. I am authentic, right? So I am a professional. Seeking professional help if needed. I say this because I'm a coach, right? My wife is also a coach. She does art though. But the thing is, we have coaches, right? We have people that we go to and say, hey, so dig this, man. Whoop de whoop. I got this situation, that situation, whatever. You gotta, because you don't know everything. And you can't solve all of your problems by yourself. You do need help. I wrote this in my presentation, seek professional help if needed, but I want to take away the if needed thing. Seek professional help. Every coach needs a coach. Every person needs someone that they can lean on. And when I say professional, I'm not talking about your sister, your brother, your cousin, because your family members, they're very close to you, right? They know you as they know you. They see you from a different lens, right? But someone who's not associated with you, who doesn't, didn't watch you grow up, is not like that tight with you like that. They see you from a different lens, which is more objective, right? They see you from an objective standpoint. They may know your flaws, your faults, your negatives, your downfalls, your positives, your goals. They may know all of this, but they don't take into consideration who you are on the same level as your mom or your sister or your best friend, right? I'm not saying you shouldn't go to your best friend. I'm not saying you shouldn't confide in the people that you trust, of course. But if you're really trying to build and really trying to be the best version of yourself, you need to have someone who has that experience, who understands exactly what's necessary and what tools need to be, shared or given to you in order for you to get there. Your sister might not have those tools. She may have great advice, right? But she's not going to be with you step by step by step to help you achieve, whatever that goal is, right? So that's when I say professional help. Now, you have to be careful, of course. You got to find someone who's compatible with you. I have met and talked to online on Facebook and Instagram a lot of coaches, a lot of self-proclaimed personal development gurus. And even though they may say some things that work, or say some things that are true, or say some things that are impactful and help other people, they haven't necessarily touched me. It's not a fit for me, right? But I have my clients, my coach that fits me, that understands where I'm coming from, that helps me, that challenges me. And that's another thing. When you have professional help, you need to have a coach that's going to challenge you, okay? That's going to make you step outside your comfort zone. That is so important. I can't stress that enough, okay? So professional help is necessary. It's okay. Learn how to be flexible. I'm going to add this one too. When we talk about limiting or getting rid of limiting beliefs, learn how to be flexible. Okay? A lot of times our limiting beliefs stem from, well, I've been doing it this way my whole life, and this is how it's done, and this is how it's done because my dad and my mom and everybody else. You got to learn how to be flexible. Again, step outside your comfort zone. Understand that being flexible will open up opportunities that you would never see. Because if you're walking down like this, you won't see the opportunity that's right there. You won't see it because you got the blinders on. It's right here. Learn how to be flexible. Learn how to say, let me try that and see what happens. What's the worst thing that can happen if you let go of these limiting beliefs? A lot of people go along with these limiting beliefs because it's, I want to say comfortable. I'm going to say the devil you know versus the devil you don't. For those of you that get that. It's like, I know that this is not good, but I'm comfortable here. And I know that, at least I'm familiar with what's happening. You got to break that familiarity. I can't stress it enough. Comfort zone is dangerous. So get out of your comfort zone. Seek help. Take those small steps that will get you closer towards your goal. Reframe those beliefs into what I say, turn it on its head. Reframe it to the opposite, okay? Challenge it, but first and foremost, you have to identify. Once you've identified it and you've challenged it and you realize that it's bullshit, it's not true, then your mind will open up. You're like, oh, well, if that's not true, what else is not true? Oh, so I actually can start my own business. I actually can move out of the country. I actually can have a positive relationship or a fruitful and productive relationship. And not only I actually can and capable, I actually deserve. You gotta see yourself as someone that deserves it. Those of you that are watching this right now, you're watching this because you're looking for something different. You want to see and have a different perspective on life. You want to be the best version of yourself. But you know in your heart that there is something better. Maybe you're not sure how you should do it. Don't worry about the how. Maybe you don't know the various, steps that you need to do. That's why I'm here. Maybe you don't have the resources. Maybe it's so scary, but you know in your heart, I'm supposed to be better off than where I am today, right? Know that, embrace that, accept that, right? Use that as what would you say? As inspiration, as motivation, okay? Don't settle. Continue to push forward. I'm going to go ahead and round this off. Continue to push forward. Continue to admit and accept that it is okay for you to make it. Irregardless of your trauma, irregardless of your past, irregardless of what you've done to people or to yourself or whatever, all of that is the past. As a coach, I'm not a therapist. I don't work in the past. I work in the now. And I don't work in the now. I work in the right now. You understand? To help you prepare to go towards the future. You are worth the life that you want to live. It's not hocus pocus. It's not some sort of cosmic weirdo, brainwashing mentality. No, I'm trying to, get you into my cult. No, you deserve to live the life that you want to live. And it is possible. Easier said than done. There's going to take a lot of work from yourself, of course, but you deserve to live that life that you want to live. Stop letting society, social media, your family, all these other limiting beliefs that you have within yourself, stop letting them stop you or hold you back from who and what it is you want to be. I promise you, these are just 8 steps. There's plenty more. But if you start with these steps and take your time and you're serious and you move forward and you accept that when you accept a fallback or a failure or a setback or whatever, if you continue, you will succeed. Not because I said it, but because you put in the work and you are motivated to get to that level. All right? I know this has helped someone. That's why I do it. I love helping people. So those of you that have gotten something out of this, that really enjoyed this webinar, I know it was short, do me a favor and write down in the comments, okay, what it is you got out of this webinar, what it is that spoke to you. If you have questions about me or what I do or whatever, write those down too. Now, let me give you the sales pitch. Let me sell you something. No, listen. If you're serious, and I mean serious inquiries only, okay? If you're really serious about changing your mindset as it pertains to how you feel about yourself, if you're really serious about doing the work on your self-worth and trying to be the best version of yourself so that you can go after those goals, those life goals that you have, 110% serious, and you want to know more about not just who I am, but what I do, how I do it, how much it costs, if I can help you, whatever else, then you contact me. You can contact me on Facebook at Level Up Coaching and Consulting. You can hit me up on the messenger there. Or if you're a member, you can go to the Level Up group and you can send me a message there. You can email me at levelupcc065@gmail.com. One more again, levelupcc065@gmail.com. Okay? And you can also DM me on Instagram at DRU_Murphy. Okay? So what happens when you contact me? You know what? I want to talk to this guy. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about, and he sounds like someone that can actually help me with, what it is I'm dealing with as far as my self-worth or motivation or mindset or, how I can get better. What happens is you contact me. We take an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. We discuss. This is free, by the way. I don't charge for the discovery call. That's just crazy. Some people do, but I don't. It's free. Contact me. We'll talk through WhatsApp or Zoom or whatever. Or if you live in the Stockholm area and want to meet face to face, we can do that. We talk for an hour, 45 minutes. You tell me your challenges, your fears, your goals, where you are in life versus where you want to go, right? And what it is you're trying to do. And then I tell you what I do, how I do it, and how I can help you. If we're a match, right? Because sometimes, I've had people who, have come to me and they're like, oh, this and that, and I tell them, but we don't really match. It is what it is. Everybody can't help everybody. But if we are a match, then we take it further, okay? I have 2 programs to offer. I have a 6-month program and I have a 1-year program. The reason my programs are so long is because this is a marathon, children, not a sprint, okay? It takes time to change your mindset based on your self-worth. Because your self-worth comes from however old you are, 25, 55, 35, 95, 65, whatever. It starts from when you were born. So all the years that you've lived, you've had this paradigm, this thought process, this whatever, right? So in order for us to get deep enough to do DIW, deep inner work, to change that, it takes time. Understand that coaching is not a quick fix. I can't help you in 3 weeks. I can't help you in a month. I can't help you in 3 months, right? 6 months to a year will give you that time to take your time and understand yourself and put the work in necessary in order for you to gradually change yourself, change who you are as far as how you see yourself, how you think about yourself. That way you can go ahead and get towards those goals. Okay? So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to put this up on the Level Up group, and I'm also going to put up a link to my YouTube channel so that you can go, for those of you that came in late or whatever, go to the YouTube channel, check out the whole thing in its entirety, and enjoy it. Leave a comment. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these comments and I'm going to use them as, as inspiration and use them as marketing tools to build my business, so to speak. So it is now, let's see, my computer. It is now 8:20. It is time for me to say goodbye. I want you guys to take this, listen to it again, listen to it over and over. When you get something out of it, like I said, hit me up and let me know. Now, every Thursday, 7 p.m., Facebook Live, I will be doing my mindset webinars. Next Thursday, I will figure out, whatever the problem was with Instagram, or I think it was Facebook that had some, I couldn't get in. I'll fix that. Okay? So I'll see you guys next week. You guys take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. And understand that this mindset, self-worth thing, this personal development thing is a marathon. It is not a sprint. So take your time. I'll talk to you later.